In a desolate, rain-swept village, a young, heavily pregnant woman knelt before her family. The air in the dimly lit room was thick with unspoken accusations and cold judgment. Her desperate pleas for understanding were met with stony silence and rigid glares. Moments later, she was forcefully escorted out into the unforgiving storm. She collapsed onto the muddy path, her anguished sobs lost in the sound of the relentless downpour. Her silhouette, a lonely figure carrying the weight of her world, slowly faded into the bleak, rain-soaked distance, cast out and utterly alone. Exhausted and adrift, she wandered along a winding, desolate road, her strength failing with every step. The world began to blur, and just as she was about to succumb to despair, a warm, inviting light flickered in the distance. It came from a small, rustic cottage. An elderly woman, her face a tapestry of kindness and concern, emerged from the doorway. Without a word, she gently helped the young lady to her feet, her touch a beacon of unexpected warmth. She guided the trembling woman inside, offering her food and shelter, and a safe haven from the storm both outside and within. Within the humble walls of the cottage, a new life began. The young lady gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, tenderly cared for by the old woman. She cherished these fleeting moments, cradling her newborn and memorizing every tiny feature. Yet, with a heart heavy with sorrow, she made an agonizing choice. Believing it was the only way to secure a future for her child, she decided to leave her daughter in the old woman's care. With tear-filled eyes, she promised to return, clutching a worn photograph of her child as she departed, her journey of sacrifice just beginning. Arriving in the sprawling, chaotic city, the young woman was initially overwhelmed but fueled by an unyielding purpose. A dynamic montage captures her relentless climb, late nights spent studying under the glow of a single lamp, the sting of rejections, and the slow, arduous ascent up the corporate ladder. Her resolve hardened, her simple attire evolved into refined, powerful suits, and her sharp business acumen led her to accumulate significant wealth. Through it all, the image of her daughter and the kind old woman was her constant motivation, the guiding light that pushed her forward. Amidst her rise to success, her mind would often drift back to the tranquil cottage. Warm, sepia-toned memories flooded her thoughts, the old woman patiently teaching her little girl to walk, their shared laughter echoing as they played simple games in the sun, the quiet evenings spent reading stories by the crackling hearth. She saw the comforting hugs and the selfless love that had shaped her daughter's happy childhood. These cherished flashbacks highlighted the profound, unconditional care the old woman had so generously given, a debt the young woman was determined to repay. Years later, a luxurious car sped away from the glittering city skyline, cruising back towards the familiar, rustic landscape of her past. The young lady, now an immensely successful and elegant woman, looked out the window, her face filled with profound anticipation. Beside her on the leather seat sat a beautifully wrapped gift, a symbol of her gratitude and the long-awaited reunion. She was finally going back to fulfill her promise, to reward the woman who had saved both her and her child, her heart soaring with hope and joy. She arrived at the cottage, her heart pounding with excitement. The home looked just as she remembered, though slightly more weathered by time. She knocked on the door, her smile ready, but was met with silence. As she waited, a kind but sorrowful village elder approached her. He gently delivered the devastating news: the old woman had passed away years ago. In an instant, the young woman's world shattered. The gift fell from her trembling hands, and she collapsed to the ground, a wave of unbearable agony and regret washing over her. The joyous reunion she had dreamed of for years was a reward that could never be given, a thank you that would forever remain unspoken.